So I finally got all my stuff back ready to go in terms of anti-roll bars, and here it is all laid out at the table. I thought I'd go through some of the detail of these anti-roll bars because everything is custom in this car. I can't just slide in a bar from an MX-5 or a Mini or a Subaru, for example, so yeah, I had to get it all made up. So I've bought all the material, I got it all cut, and then I've given it to Derek at Motorsport Engineering Services, who's helped make it all come together. So just to give you a bit of an understanding of what everything is, and you can see it here. So I've got 3 bars, which I'm going to run 2 of them. This is the front bar. This bar is a 3/4 inch chrome moly bar at 120 wall, and we've made it so it's universal with the ends there. So they're at a 1 inch end, which allows me to put the arms over the end or change the bar out but keep the arms the same, so I don't have to worry about swapping arms or remaking arms. This one here is the rear bar. This rear bar here is a 1 inch 120 wall, and that's what I'm going with at the moment. And then I've got a spare bar here for the rear as well, which is a 7/8 or a 0.875 chromoly bar as well, and that's got a 0.156 of an inch wall thickness. So each of the bars, the arms slide over, have a little keyway in them, so that locks them in place, and then obviously the arms themselves have a little keyway. So these arms here I had laser cut. They've got 7 notches in them, so I can stiffen them or make them harder. You can see there's a keyway in it, and they're all welded up. So he's done a great job with the welding, and he does this all the time, so he knows what he's doing. They're all been plated by John Heckrath at Heckrath Engineering, another friend of mine. He's another good bloke. Here's some of the other components I've got. So yeah, the nuts and bolts that are going to bolt it all together. They're the little keyways. Then I have these little collets that are going to go into the rose joint. So the rose joints are all the same size, and should be able to just adjust them up and down roughly about 80mm between the arm and the anti-roll bar arm and the control arm. So I should be able to do that. I've got to weld in some brackets to make that work, but I guess if you want to have a look at the specs, I can run them through as well. So the car itself weighs about 947 kilos last time I measured it, which was some time ago. The front is 397, rear 550, so weight distribution wise we're looking at about 41.9% at the front and then 58 at the rear, so almost like a 60-40 split there. So we're going to go with the following bar settings to start with. So you can see in the front there I have a 3/4 inch, as we mentioned, with the 120 wall, and it's at the softest setting we should get about 124 pounds, 181 for the middle and 275 when it's set to hard. I'm going to go down to the rear. We have the 1 inch bar at 347 pounds, 506 and 770 when it's set to hard. And then the third bar, which is the one I could swap out if I feel like the rear bar is a little bit too stiff, and that soft setting on the 7/8 bar is the 253 and 369 and the 560. So you can see there's a crossover between the 1 inch and the 7/8, which is good, which means I can have almost like a full range of settings there. The benefit of having these arms is that I'll be able to swap a rear bar out if I need to, but also have the adjustability. If I feel like it's a little bit stiff, understeering or oversteering, I can adjust it through the settings of these holes. Not easy. I mean, I undo the bolts and move them around, so it's not too difficult, but it's not the sort of thing you can do in the car. It's not set up to run a cable or anything like that, but yeah, that's what the specs are for this anti-roll bars. I'll go ahead and install them now, and I'll show you what the finished product looks like when they're on. Got to make the brackets up and weld them on as well, so I'll do that, and when I've finished I'll add it into the video. Cheers.